This journal is missing a few things. So I don't want to really be done with it yet because it still needs so much work. And one of the things that it is needing starts with the letter F, and that is the F for fabric. We have lace, we have negatives, we have all kinds of other things, but we are missing fabric flip outs. Hi everyone, my name is Mary Lou and this is Create Junk Journals with Mary Lou. Today I want to make some fabric flip ups for my my Peter Rabbit journal. And I think these are absolutely lovely to go in there. Aren't they beautiful? Just floral fabric flip up. I also have some floral lace and I have some tulle. So I really want to make this like a really interactive page, and I have not done this very often, so let's do it together. The first thing that I'm going to do is I want to use some book page, and this book page is perfect for it. I did put a couple of pages together. So all I did was glue it and then put it together. And I also have some onion dyed paper that also looks beautiful on it that I want to put on there so that when you flip it up, you actually have writing space as well, with paper that is usable. The other thing that I want to make sure that I do is I want to make a hinge to flip it up that does not hinder the whole situation. So if I were to use fabric, it wouldn't be as strong as if I were to use a different kind of hinge. So I am actually like, the reason I sound distracted is because I am looking around me to see if I see something that I can use to create that. Okay. I am actually switching to journal cards, or not journal cards, index cards. I think they are more handy than anything else. So I can cut this down. So I will do it the same way as what I did this, and then I'll color it. So I'm just ripping a piece off on both sides, and I'm kind of measuring it with the book page because I want to show the book page letters, but I also want the lines so that it is a true writing space. That is pretty good. And then out of the leftover, I can make the hinge. So I'm just going to rip this one as well. Right there. And I don't want it to be completely even on both sides. I want it to be a little bit ragged and ratty, because that way it looks better in my mind. That works for me. Okay, so I am going to ink these up so that they look a little bit more distressed. So all I'm doing is I'm just going around the edges first, and I'll probably go around the edges again once I've got this all inked up with a darker color, or maybe I'll go further over the rest of the page with a lighter color. If I go over it with with an antique linen, for example, it'll just bring the color more to the inside. So I may do that. And I will also bring out the sewing machine so that I can sew everything together, and because, you know, it is fabric, so you want to use the sewing machine. If you do not have a sewing machine, you know, of course you don't have to use it. You can just hand sew it. You can slow stitch it easily. Or you can just use glue. I am going to use a combination of glue and stitching. So I'm grabbing antique linen as a second color. And I'm inking up my sponge really well, and then I'm going around, starting exactly where I had already inked with the vintage photo. That way you get a very seamless blend of the ink. And the two mix really nicely together, so then you get something like that. And I want to keep the center white so that it looks a little brighter and more interesting. There. That looks much better than the white index cards. I have 2 book pages, so I need about a piece that is about yay long. Let's grab the journal and see how big the pages are that I need to cover. Let's see which one I want to do. Probably want to put it on something that is completely blank. And this page actually is very close to the right size. So that would work. And then you flip it up and then it goes like that. And then it would have fabric on this side. So this is pretty much the right size. Sorry, I know it's the right side. It's the right size too. So I'm going to rip off, because again, I don't want many straight sides. I'm going to rip off the edges. And I'll do the same on the other side. There. And then I also want to cut off the bottom piece. And I will do that for both. So there's that. Then I need to put these on here. And I kind of want to go right there in the center. And maybe right there. But before I do that, I want to put some tulle over the paper. Because I think that will look really nice. So I want kind of this to look like a little prettier. I may put some lace on it as well. So I'm just going to fold this in half like that. And I will cut it in half like that. I'll put this on there and put it on here like that. And I will take some of this lace. I am just cutting a strip of this fabric. So this is lace, but it is also lace fabric. Lace, if you're buying it on the roll, then it would just be lace, but this is, you know, for a lace dress or a lace, whatever else you want to make out of it. So I think I want to put this on the bottom. I kind of want to cover up some of the text. I want the text to be an afterthought so that it shines through, but you can't really read what it says, because that's not what this is about. So that is one, and I'm going to take my 3-in-1 glue. So I'm going to just go around the edges. Like that. And then I'll just take a look and see which side is the front and which one is the back, because that does matter. And then I'm just laying this on here and stick it down. And I'll do the same on this one. Like that. And do I have the front? No, right here. And I kind of wanted this one to go. This one is vertical, and I wanted this one to go horizontal. So, you know, you can do different things with your fabrics. You can put it sideways, upside down. Like most of the time, it does have a thread, a direction of thread. But when it comes to lace, you can use it kind of either way. So I'm just cutting around my paper or my book page and cutting the excess lace off. Like that. Then I want to put the tulle on it. I don't think it needs it. I think that is just like, that would just be maybe too much. I think just like that, it is actually pretty perfect. Don't worry, I will use the tulle. I'll use it on the other side, so it's all good. So right now, all I'm doing is I am just going to glue around the edges of the index page or the index card. And I'm making sure that it is going to be very well attached with glue to start with, but I'm also going to sew around it. So there is that. And then we'll take the other one, do the same thing. There we go. So this is the part that, so it'll be in your journal like that. And then it flips up. So on this side, I want to put the fabric. And I'm going to use a different kind of fabric on each side. I want to take a strip here. I'm going to try and rip it because I don't want clean edges. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on here, and I want a little bit extra at the top so that it flips over on the other page. So I'm going to go about that far, and I need about that much. So I'm ripping it again to roughly about where my cut is, and then I'm ripping it again. So now I have no clean edges. They're all kind of fraying, and that's exactly what I am looking for, because that just looks so much nicer. So on this side, I will put it like that, and then it will flip over like so. So you kind of get that little bit of an overhang on the other page. So let's put some glue on this side. I'm just making sure that the fabric is attached before I start sewing it. It just makes it cleaner and neater. And I'm not using a lot of glue. I'm just using a little bit. And then I'm just kind of laying it in there and patting it down, making sure that it goes exactly where I want it. Like that. And the cool thing is that the book page still shimmers through the fabric. And then it'll just flip over like that. So I need a little bit of space at the top so I can attach the hinge. Okay, I'll do the exact same thing on this page as well. And I'm just going to measure that, see what I need. I need that much. And I'll just rip. Let's put this on top so I can see where I need to end. And I want about, let's just go all the way over there. That way I'm not wasting any strips of fabric. Okay, so again, I'm going about yay much with the glue. All the way down, all the way to the bottom. And I'm just making sure that this is attached. I'm going to take the threads off of the glue bottle. And then I'm putting this, oops, on here. Like that. So if you just use a little bit of glue, you're not going to, it is going to attach, but the glue isn't going to seep through or anything like that. And I have the little flaps here so I can put the hinges on, and it'll be ready to go. Next, I want to put a little bit of tulle over top of the fabric. I think it just makes it, gives it that little bit of extra. Yeah, I think I like that. I may actually, you know what I actually might do? No, I'm going to keep it just like that. Just like that. And I am not gluing this. And the reason I'm not gluing it is because I don't want to make a big gluey mess on the tulle. So I am going to paper clip my tool onto the page until I am ready to sew it. Until it's sewn, I don't want to cut any of the tulle off on the sides. And then I think what I want to do is I do want to make another overlay that kind of comes about this far on this side and then with going to the other side of the fabric. So I think I want to do that with some lace. So it's kind of like going the opposite way. And I'm pulling that back down to this side. Like that. So then it'll let me grab the journal so I can explain it just a little bit better. So I'm going to flip this over this page, put this down on here, and then, oh, not on this side. And then it's going to have the lace hanging down on this side, and it'll have a little piece on this side. So I can actually make it a little bit less like that, and then stick it. But that is all going to be sewn because I don't want to really glue the lace to the fabric. But in this case, I can just grab some pins and pin this together. So I'm just pinning it down. So this is going to come over like that, and then it'll hang kind of like that on that side. So I think that'll look super pretty. So I need another piece of the lace for this side as well. All right, so now I need to make a hinge. And I'm putting my fabric scissors away, so I'm not going to make a mess of those. And I'm flipping this up and going on here, and I'm just folding this down to the edge of the book page and making sure that it is nice and straight. And I can just go like that. And I'm going to fold this in half. There. And then fold it in half again. Like that. Fold it in half again, or this piece in half, and then I need to fold this back a little bit, and I can pull that off from the glue, pull it away from the glue, and then I'm going to put glue all over here. And stick this on here so that it snugly fits over the book page, like that. And make sure that it is well attached. There we go. And then I am going to put a little bit of glue right here, just a strip in the center to hold the fabric to the top flap. So just like that. And then this is so far done that it can go straight under the sewing machine, and I just need to sew along here, and then I need to sew along here, and I need to sew along that part. Let's show you what I am going to do. And I don't know how easy it is to see this. I am going to turn the sound down a little bit so it's not going to be all that noisy for you. But I do want to show you how I sew around this. So the first thing I'm going to do is take the paper clips off the one side where the tool is, and take my threads and give myself enough thread on all the sides, and I'm holding this down, and then I'm starting right at the top of the book page. And now I am taking the paper clips off from the other side of the tool and pulling the tool back out, because I'm going to cut it down. I just didn't want to cut it down without having it sewn on the paper or over the fabric. So I just go back and forth over the start and the end a few times, and then I'm cutting off the threads on this side, and then I'm grabbing my fabric scissors, and I can just cut this right down. And I'm not cutting it neatly, and I am also not cutting it right on the edge. I want a little bit of the tool hanging over. That is fine, but I don't want a ton of it. So there we go. That's one side. The lace on this side is going to stay hanging loose. Next thing I need to do is I need to attach all of this together. So I am going to put my scissors away. I'm going to start by working this way. And hopefully this goes okay. It doesn't always want to do what I want it to do. Taking the pins out as I'm going here. Not bad. And there we go. I believe this did exactly what I wanted it to do, which is kind of unusual. My grumpy old man doesn't always want to do what I want it to do. But it is, once this is glued down, this will hang flat. And yeah, it actually did, it did work. So let's get the other one done, and then we'll put it into the journal. I won't need a lot of space. So I'm just putting some glue on here. Just using my fast grab tacky glue. And how cute is that? That just gives it that little bit of extra, and now it is part of the Peter Rabbit journal. And I'm going to grab the other page here too and do the same thing with a different image, of course. Let's see what I have. I have right here, this one. Just making it a little nicer and then inking around it. I'm keeping some of the text because I like that. You can see that I pulled it out of the actual book. There. Grab my glue. And I don't have to do very much else to it because there's all the tulle and the fabric and everything behind it. So I don't want to overload these pages because it has the book page already showing through, and I don't want to do overkill it. I do need a little bit of glue on that part. There we go. Stick it down, make sure that it is well stuck down. There. And you know what? This lace is going to start bugging me, so I may glue that down. I'm not sure yet, but for the time being, I am going to put the paper clips back on it so that I know for sure that it is going to mold to the page. And if it doesn't, then I will glue it down, put a little bit of ribbon around it or something like that. Put a little strip of paper. Whatever it takes to get it to sit down. Same with this one. I'll just put the paper clips on there so that it stays in place. There. There we go. Another 2 pages done in my Peter Rabbit journal. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Tomorrow is not going to be a project for Peter Rabbit, I don't think. It is going to be a little bit different, and I think you'll enjoy it. So come and check it out. For today, this was the letter F for fabric, flip out, fun, and the letter E for easy. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.